And I think it's hard because he presents as being really poised. One generation's brand new insight becomes another generation's trigger warning. There's an article that David Henry Hwang wrote. He wrote the play M. Butterfly. It's a strikingly beautiful play. Probably, you know what, it probably can't get done now. Perfect example, can't get done now because of what were really groundbreaking claims about gender and identity in the late 80s now probably look old-fashioned. But he wrote a great essay when he rewrote the libretto to the Flower Drum Song, a musical that also, at best, is old-fashioned. And he talked about what it was like growing up Chinese American and having one movie, the Flower Drum Song, and then, decades later, the Joy Luck Club. And he talked about Flower Drum Song as being a guilty pleasure that he had, watching it, to see Chinese American culture at the center. And he talked about this generation's groundbreaking image becomes an offensive stereotype. So there was this whole thing when I was a kid about Confucius say, offensive. But at the time, I didn't know where it had come from. It had come from a way of trying to correct the image of Chinese railroad laborers just being good for, laying down tracks. Similarly, Hwang talks about Bruce Lee just bashing the idea of Chinese Americans being weak and not strong, and then suddenly here's tough Bruce Lee, and then by the time he's going to high school, people are asking, do you know Kung Fu? Do you know Kung Fu? So it happens like that. Even talking about this essay, I'm realizing it's probably dated. It's probably too heavily embedded in the beginning of this millennium, and I don't know how we continue to create and express when there's a trigger warning simply for being alive. I may not know that if I'm talking about a dog that I love, that your dog died last week. Is it important to approach troublesome texts with care when you are teaching them? Yes. Is it important not to use offensive terms in the classroom, as I had used in front of me both in high school and college, and in graduate school, now that I think about it? Yes. And then if it doesn't happen, that's, I think, part of the learning. I can't tell you where your learning is. And I can't tell you not to step on my wounds. I can only say, as we stumble and fumble our way towards some kind of communication and understanding and learning and exchange, I can only say, ow, that hurt a little too much. You stepped somewhere where I'm tender, and see if we can find a way through.